You've got decades of critical data in SAP Business Warehouse. Now the question is, how can you easily leverage that data for AI without starting over? My name is Sandy and I'm a product manager for SAP Business Data Cloud. And in this video, we'll cover a use case to show you how you can maximize your existing BW InfoProviders in SAP Business Data Cloud, enabling you to optimize BW data for new AI use cases. So if you've been running BW for years, you know it contains some of your most valuable business data. Financial close processes, sales analytics, supply chain reporting as an example. But that data is locked in legacy consumption patterns, right? So your AI team can't access it. Your modern analytics tool can't easily combine it with other sources. And having to rebuild those integrations from scratch means months of work and rebuilding business logic. The data product generator changes that. It allows you to expose your BW InfoProviders along with all the business logic and semantics directly into the object store in SAP Datasphere. No complex ETL, no rebuilding logic, just governed AI-ready data that can be combined with S/4HANA, non-SAP sources, and consumed across analytics and AI workloads. So let's jump in. So here we are now in our Eclipse environment, BW modeling tool specifically, where you see an exemplary ADSO which contains sales data. If you jump into the Details tab, you'll also see the respective info objects that are being used as well as being associated to. And in order to push the data and its semantics to the object store of SAP Datasphere, first ensure that you have the object store configured. Now we would like to open the perspective of the BW data product generator here. Once you do that, there will be two additional tabs that are shown here below already: the scenario generator as well as the data subscriptions. Subscriptions are new BW object types in order to push semantics and data of InfoProviders. So within the scenario generator, you can now simply add your InfoProvider here. You also have the option to select multiple InfoProviders at the same time. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the respective configurations that you can do. So first, you can define the association level depending on your use case. Then we have the target name. Here you're going to select the Datasphere tenant where you want to push the data and semantics to. Then you have the option to define a process chain variant in order to push the delta loads to the object store of SAP Datasphere. And here we have several checkboxes. The first one simply checks whether the target, meaning your SAP Datasphere tenant, is reachable. The second one concerns the transport management, in case you would like to add a dedicated transport package already. Then you have there the option to use existing subscriptions. This is especially recommended in the context of master data. And per default, we would not move non-relevant objects, so for instance, technical tables. Once you have finalized your configuration, you can click on Collect. And then it will derive the dependent objects based on the selected InfoProvider. So this is how it looks like. Here you see the selected ADSO and existing subscription, and if I drill down, I see the info objects and existing subscriptions here as well. On that side, we see that several subscriptions will be created based on the virtual indication here and the plus sign for the status as well. If you right-click on the subscriptions and edit them, you have the option to adjust the subscriptions. So for instance, in selections, you can filter the data, and in projections, you can deselect fields that are not required for your use case. For the mode, we will select the Activate Directly one. So now let's generate the subscriptions. Here we see that the subscriptions have been successfully created. If we jump now to the tab Data Subscriptions, we'll see the subscriptions for the InfoProviders. And from here, we can now jump directly into SAP Datasphere. In SAP Datasphere, you will see the business and technical name, as well as the semantic usage. Since we had transactional data, the semantic usage is depicted as fact. The storage is indicated as file because we store the data in the object store of Datasphere. When we scroll down, we also see the attributes and also the associations already, as well as the measures here. Down below, you see the association definition in detail. We have the technical names, the target entity, and the field mappings ready to use. You now know how to leverage your valuable BW InfoProviders using the data product generator, selecting the respective info provider and its relevant associations, defining the extraction mode and fields as well as values that you require for your business use case, and push that to the object store of Datasphere. In another video, I'll walk you through a scenario of sharing your BW data products in SAP Databricks for AI and machine learning use cases. Thanks for watching.